Hello, everyone. We will be commentating on this Celeste Longo game. And yeah,
I
Longo.
yes, well we're both commentators for this Blackout game. And before we start, I'm going to give just a little bit of background information for anyone who is not familiar with Celeste or Celeste Blackout. Um, so this is called long Blackout because the objectives are more difficult and just longer than regular Blackout. Um, and then for just Celeste in general, um, there are 8 main chapters. Each of them have an A, B, and a C side, though we only use A and B sides in Bingo. There's also a DLC chapter, Farewell. Um, A sides have collectibles in them, strawberries, cassette, blue heart. Each level has a certain amount of strawberries that are different, except for 6A, which doesn't have any strawberries. Uh, the cassette in each level unlocks a B side, which is a harder version of the level, and in that harder version of the level, after you finish it, you get a red heart. Um, One important thing to mention about B sides is that you can complete a B side without having finished the relative A side and still progress to the next checkpoint or next chapter. Sorry. And then something that's bingo specific is that you're able to unlock Farewell after beating chapter 4, and you're able to unlock chapter 6 and chapter 7 after finishing chapter 5. Um, and then another important thing for especially Longo is variants, um, which are things that just change how the players play. Some of these are grabless, mirrored, low friction, and invisible. And then lastly, there's an objective on here about binoculars, which just says, or just called binos. Um, each level has a different number of binos that you can grab. They basically just let you look at the whole screen, but we just use them as a collectible.
Uh,
I think that's it. If you want to say something, Rocky, you can.
yeah, I'm going to ready the players up now so they can begin. So yeah, and we're soon going to see the board here and see what's on it. I see everyone has revealed the board now, so we should be able to see it really soon. Uh, and yeah, now we are beginning.
Yeah. So the way Prologue works in Bingo is that the players can't skip the cutscenes at all, so it takes a little bit longer, and also they get a chance to discuss with each other about what their strategy is going to be in this game. Um, Probably the first thing we see off the board that's going to be seen is complete Forsaken City with 70% speed. Um,
And yeah,
One player from
that
each
is
team will be doing that.
that is basically pretty self-explanatory. You can turn down the game speed, but you're only allowed to do that while you're doing an objective, so you can't do that when you're not doing an objective because that's kind of considered cheating. Uh,
Oh, there was one other thing I forgot to mention in terms of special bingo progression is that each player gets one assist skip, so they can skip one chapter each. Though it's used less so in Longo just because the objectives are longer and span between more of the chapters. But we still might see some of the players skipping a chapter.
yeah, because basically in Longo there's almost always objectives in every chapters, so they will have to play through every chapter. Uh, what do we see here in 1A except 70 speed?
Also
Mm.
probably low friction because there's complete 3 chapters with low friction.
And yeah, low friction is basically uh, when it's kind of like ice. Everything becomes icy and it's going to be hard and slippery. And also in the air it's slippery, so That is basically what low friction is.
It looks like Jan is going for low friction and also getting some berries here, while Rita's doing the 70% speed, which that also works. You can split up the variance between players.
Yeah. And they basically need 20 berries in 3 chapters, so that's maybe why they're going for that. Probably why they are going for berries right now. Because I don't think there's any objectives in 1A that says you have to get berries, but
Yeah, just for the berry count. Also works towards the 125 berry total. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Zaprey going for the 1A cassette here as well.
yeah. And wait, there are 20 berries. I think there's exactly 20 berries in 1A, so they basically have to collect every berry in this chapter, complete that objective, or get 20 berries for 3 chapters.
Yeah.
As we can see here, Lightning did skip the cassette because it needs to finish the chapter for the 70% speed to actually, so they can actually tick that off. So you need to finish the chapter. And
Yes. Another thing we can mention about variance is that your progress for completing a level with variance is based on a per checkpoint basis. So you can complete one or more checkpoint of a level with a variant on, go do something else, and then come back and do the last however many checkpoints are left in the level. That is allowed, so we might see that this game. Is something to keep in mind.
yeah, because some variant objectives are also really hard to do both at the same time. Like there is complete 3A start with low friction, and there is get a 1-up in 3A. 1-ups are basically when you have to have a berry train of 6 berries, and you basically, if you stay on the ground for less than 9 frames with berries, you don't collect them. So then you can jump around and keep these berries, and you get a 1-up if you basically collect 6 berries at the same time. Now doing that in 3A start while having low friction on is kind of hard, so they might just do low friction first and then come back for the 1-up. And
Yes,
that's
one other thing in City that I think we both missed is crossing dashless, which is just where you don't dash for one of the checkpoints, the second checkpoint in City. And Zapper did that, but Blue Team has not done that yet, so we'll see what happens going forward with that. But we see Jan making his way into 2A here. Definitely going for more berries. However, there are less than 20 berries in 2A, so he probably won't get every berry, but you still do need berries for the 125 berry objective.
yeah, there are only 175 berries in total in this game, so you can only skip like a third of the berries. As we can see here, Zaprey is basically doing the B side of the first level, which means he will unlock the second level, like you explained earlier. So that's, yeah. And so he will probably do the 6 B sides that's on the board.
Yeah, it looks like Reed is doing the same thing. So those two will be the B-side players.
Yeah. And Sirion is still doing these 20 berries in the first chapter, so
Yes, about the berries there. I think I was wrong in my assessment that Jan was doing low friction because I don't think he did do low friction. Because like the 1A berries like were much faster for Jan, so I don't and his movement didn't look like he had low friction on. So I'm not sure if he actually did that.
I mean, this it's Jan doing low friction right now. Doesn't look like it because it
Yeah.
doesn't look that slippery. And Jan is basically doing jumpless intervention right now, which means you can't jump during this whole checkpoint. So yeah, that's quite hard to do with low friction. But what
Uh,
chapters will Jan do low friction then?
can you tell if Siron's doing low friction still?
Uh, Hard to see right now. I
Okay.
think so. It looks like, yeah, Sirion is doing low friction.
Um, Another thing
Yeah.
about binos is that usually the B sides will have more than the A sides. There's only one bino objective on the board, two binos in 8 chapters. Um, so because the B sides have more binos, we're probably going to see the B side players getting that objective. They should have already gotten 2 in 1B, and they'll get another 2 in 2B.
Yeah. They're basically, I think there are at least 2 binos in every B-side, so... Wait, how many chapters did you have to get? You had to
Uh,
get 2 binos in 8 chapters.
yeah.
And
Also, there's the 2B grabless objective on the board, which is one of the hardest objectives in Longo. So I see zaprey going for that now.
and there's basically a property that you can actually grab out of a dash, which is basically, so it's actually not true grabless. You can see zaprey has to do that to get over this wall. Basically has some time to grab over it. Like he
Uh,
did it there.
yeah, we see Jan skipping chapter 3 here, moving right into 4A. Definitely grabbing the Golden Ridge cassette, which is on the board. And potentially also going for the quintuple 1-up here. For the quintuple 1-up, it's like a regular 1-up, you just need 4 more berries. So the game says 1-up 5 times instead of just 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to do it all at once. So it isn't get 5 1-ups, it's get 5 1-ups at once, which means you need uh, 10 berries, if my math is correct.
Isn't it 9? Wait, no, it's 10. Never mind. And so yeah, zaprey. I'm not zaprey. I mean, Jan is basically getting all the berries in the first checkpoint here, and has to collect and has to go into the next checkpoint and grab 2 berries there.
It'll be
He's
interesting if we see Jen getting the cassette. Or actually, no, it probably wouldn't make sense because Jen isn't the B-side player, so they don't have to get the cassette. But yeah, there are 8 berries in Ridge Start. And then right after it, in Shrine, there's a room that has 2 berries in it, which is really convenient. So we'll probably see Jen going there.
can be
Pretty
quite a
conveniently.
hard room, so it can be quite easy to fail, and that would really be unfortunate because then they have to redo the 1-up, which, as you can see on the timer there in the top left, can take up to 2 minutes, which would be a really big time loss. But we can see Jan.
Is it successfully first try?
Yes,
So good job. Um,
and
Hello, folks. I do have a donation here if we have a moment to read it.
yes, we do. That sounds good.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, so we have $10 from Luigi100, one of the runners from the Cuphead race. And they're saying, now that Cuphead run is over, I'm up for a small support. Good luck to upcoming runners and have fun. And thank you very much for that generous donation. It's all going to a great cause with Fred Hutch. So yeah, thank you, and keep those donations coming. Back to you guys.
You'll also see Jan getting berries here. in 4A, and that's because Ridge has 25 berries in it, and so that's enough to get reach the 20 berry requirement for the 20 berries in 3 chapters objective. We'll probably also see Jan getting the rest of that objective either in 5A or 7A. You can also do it in 3A, but Jan did skip 3A, so I mean, he might come back to that later, but we'll see what happens.
I think 5A, because there's an objective on the board which is all berries in search, which is already out, so you get... And search is a checkpoint in 5A, so you basically get progression to 20 berries already.
And also, one of the players will need to go to the last checkpoint of 5A, which is rescue, in order to get 5 seeker kills, which we can talk more about later when we get closer to doing that. It would make sense that the A side player does that. But also, something that I wanted to mention that I don't think we clarified earlier is that there's an objective on the board called complete 10 chapters, and that's the reason why after getting the 2A cassette, Reed finished 2A, because just doing B-sides wouldn't be enough to reach that complete 10 chapter mark. By doing some of the A-sides as well, the B-side player will reach 10 chapters complete, because now Reed has 1A, 1B, 2A, and we'll soon have 2B.
Yeah. Wait, have none of the players gotten 4A cassette yet? No. Oh,
No,
right,
they
yeah.
haven't, but I suspect the B-sides player will. It doesn't really make much sense for the person doing a quintuple 1-up to get it. It's just like extra risk of dying and having to start again.
Yeah, and so the B-side players are... One of the B-side player is doing 3A, and we don't know about the other B-side player yet. Probably going to, because there are a bunch of 3A in the objective. We can see zaprey is doing invisible grab. Invisible huge mess, so... Yeah.
Yeah, huge mess is this checkpoint in a resort. It's one of the longer checkpoints in the game. Yeah, there's not a huge mess order, so it's fine.
If you stand still when invisible, you can actually see yourself, so that is basically a little cheat sheet if you really have to see yourself, if it gets too hard. You can just stand still. And as we just saw, Sierra just failed their 1-up, which is quite brutal because now they have to redo it.
Yeah, it is a pretty big time loss. But we will see Jan going into 5A here, probably doing the secret kills, so we might as well try and explain that now. So normally, like, the only interactions you do with the seeker is you can like bop it, hit its head, and then it'll deactivate for a little bit, and then it'll have a little bit of an explosion from its corpse, and then it'll be alive again and trying to kill you. However, there are 12 instances in the game where there are certain things that'll push down on a seeker and like squash it and kill it for real, so it doesn't respawn. And those are seeker kills. There's 9 in 5A and 3 in 5B. So we'll since 5 unique seeker kills is on the board, we'll probably see all of them being done in 5A. And those are, I think there's 1 in search, which is the second to last checkpoint, and then there's the rest of them are in rescue. So it will require the player to basically finish the level just for the seeker kills.
I don't think the players will do the seeker kill in search, because the seeker kill in search is really hard, so I think both of the players will do it in 5A, and maybe they can complete 5A for a chapter, because you basically need to complete 10 chapters, so
Yeah. Also, it's probably just good for progress. So the players unlock 6A and 7A. Because I I don't think um I don't think Jen and Siren will be the ones who are getting the 10 chapter objective. So it's more so just for progression.
All
But
right.
we also see Jan grabbing berries here. This is another chapter that has more than 20 berries.
So, and I think it's their third chapter now because they graduate in 1A, 4A, and now this chapter 5A.
Yeah, so we'll see that objective tick off sometime soon. Yeah, also see redoing the same thing as Zapper here. The 3000, sorry, not this, huge mess, invisible. Also of note, Zapper got the cassette, but continued to play 3A. This is also for the 10 chapter objective because he was going to finish 3B anyways, but it's not too much longer to finish 3A, and that does count towards the 10 chapter objective.
Yeah, and there's also the B-side players also have to go into core, which is basically an extra chapter because there's only 8 cassette in the game, and at the end of core there's 1 cassette. So they would basically get a chapter from that too.
Yeah, so that means that if they're playing 7 B-sides, or 6 B-sides, sorry, core, that's 7, so they need 3 other A-sides to complete. So it looks like 1A, 2A for Reed, 3A for Separate. We'll see what they do for their third A-side they needed to complete. Also, it looks like Siron is doing low friction right now, or at least was in start. So I guess that'll be their second low friction chapter.
It's really hard to see if they are doing low friction right now when they are invisible, but maybe they are.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be quite a good idea to do low friction 3A because it basically synergize with a complete start of 3A with no friction, so that could be kind of smart.
Oh yeah, we might see both of the Barry players doing that. Yeah, Siren definitely has low friction. You can't do that on like without low friction. There's a similar thing you can do, but it's like much more precise than what Siren just did to skip that block there. You see Jan going into search right now. There is the all bears in search objective on the board, and then after that we'll start seeing bingo. We'll start seeing seeker kills hopefully.
Yeah. Wait, oh right, yeah, all berry search. And you basically have to get a key because there's one berry in search that requires you to get that key. But there's basically 3 keys in search, but you can basically do a skip, which means you can skip getting 2 of the keys, which we will see pretty soon.
Yeah, for casual players, you need 2 keys to make it out of search, and then you need a third key to get a berry. But for speedrunners, you only need 1 of the keys to get the 1 berry near the end of search. So that is in the all red berries route to get 1 key.
Yeah, and yeah, we will basically see that skip soon, and we can talk about how it works, or
yeah, it's not too difficult. It's either just a reverse super or a reverse hyper corner boost, which are both things casual players don't know how to do at this point in the game. But we'll see it here. Because normally you take a red bubble all the way through this area, but you can skip over it. just like
Yeah.
Jan did.
And here's
And-
the door.
Yep, and there is the last Baron search.
Zaprey is basically soon to finish 3B. Now.
Yeah,
And-
it is important to note that zaprey is ahead of Reed here. I mean, partially for execution, but also because Reed completed 2A while zaprey didn't, which took probably another minute and a half to do.
That means. But did Reed finish 3A? Did not see.
Reed is doing 3A right now.
Oh, right, yeah, I was watching the wrong screen, yeah.
Okay. We should start seeing secret kills. This might be the first one for Jan.
Yeah.
There are 9, or well, I guess 8 in this checkpoint, so Jan is probably only going for the ones that are more comfortable.
You can say the Seeker will get crushed by the door there. And
Yeah, so those golden doors are affected by how close Theo is to them. Theo is the guy in the crystal. And those are like easy-ish ways to do seeker kills, because when you move Theo further away from the doors, they close. Like the mechanic is there, so you have to bring Theo with you to the end of the screen, because they don't unlock unless you have Theo next to them. But then you can also use that to kill the seeker.
Oh.
Oh, that actually worked out. Okay.
Can be quite scary because if you get too close, you can actually be pushed into the next screen. If the Seeker spawns, they can push you.
Yeah.
Spawns, if you bump the Seekers, they don't die, and then they can push into the screen and you can't kill them anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like Reed is skipping doing 3B for now in order to get the 4A cassette and do 4B. Only 6 B-sides are required, but we're definitely not going to see 7B because that will take longer. We're not going to see 8B. So I guess
1 to 6. I think so, yeah.
yeah, that's probably going to be it. So Reed will have to go and play. Reed will have to play 3B eventually. Also, a quick reminder about the binos, because zaprey just got one here in Ridge. Most B-sides have at least 2 binos. 5B only has 1. And then 4A has 3 binos, so zaprey got 2 of those here. Summit also has... Well, Summit has, like, a lot of binos. It's way more than 2. And then Farewell also has more than 2 binos. So I'm just trying to think of where the players are going to get their 8 chapters with 2 binos.
Zaprey is probably going to get from the 6B sides and 4A, like.
Yeah, because you can get it from 1B, 2B, 3B, 4B, 6B, so 5, and then 4A at 6.
Wait. Are there not 6B sides on the board?
Yeah, 5B only has 1 bino
Oh,
in it,
right.
though.
Yeah, 5B only has 1 bino.
4A has enough. 7A, and then I guess Farewell.
There are Farewell objectives on the board, so kind of synergize.
We might see the B-sides player doing that, because unless I'm forgetting something, I don't think any of the other A-sides have enough binos of more than 2, or 2 or more.
I don't think so either. So yeah, Farewell. And
Yeah,
7A.
We see
4A.
Jan and Summit right now. There's a couple things. One is for 4 seeded berries. The 4th and final seeded berry is in 2,000 meters of Summit. So Jan needs to play at least up until then to get that berry. As well as There is 3,000 meter grabless and invisible. Because it doesn't clarify which chapter, you can do that on the objective. You can also do those for 7B 3,000 meters. However, I don't suspect either the B-sides player will be playing 7B because it is the longest B-side. So we'll probably see Jan doing those variants.
I mean, it could be a cool play because maybe it would work out if the B-side player just goes into 2,000 meters and grabs the cassette on the way, and then does 3K there instead and skips 6B. I could see that working.
Yeah, it is, but 7B is like by far the longest B-side. So unless the players would much rather do 7B than 6B, I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, probably.
Also, Summit is good for Jan because it has the most berries in the game in it. So we'll see Jan getting closer to that goal of 125 berries. Because I'm pretty sure he should already have the 20 berries in 3 chapters objective. I don't know why he hasn't ticked it off yet. Maybe he didn't get 20 in one of the chapters.
Maybe I've missed like one berry in like 5A or something and has to go back.
Mm-hmm. And if you're definitely going to be getting more than 20 berries in Summit anyways, so it's not too big of a deal.
Oh yeah, Jan only has 72 berries so far. So Jan has to basically get every berry in 7A and even more if they want to reach their 125 goal. I don't think they will collect every berry in 7A.
I suspect Jan will be going back into 3A to get berries and also maybe to do the 3A 1-up. That would synergize.
Yeah.
As well as maybe the oh, never mind. Sorry, complete 3A start with low friction has already been done, so we don't need to do that.
Oh, and I also missed something. Blue and red heart in reflection is on the board. I didn't see that before, so the 7B player was talking about that would not work because you basically have to complete 6B anyways.
Yeah, we'll see how well the players know their hard code for 6A.
And Sirion is collecting berries in 5A. I wonder if that's for the 20 berries in 3 chapters or 125. Probably both.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure Siren got all the berries in 1A. I don't know how many berries they got in 3A though, but either way, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, they have 68 berries, so I think they got all berries in 3A then. Not all berries, but 20 berries. 3A or 4A. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to see Jan getting all the berries in 7A here, because I have not seen them miss a single berry yet.
They'll probably skip some of the 3,000 meter berries, because if they have to do it invisible and grabless, maybe not at the same time. We'll see if Jan does them at the same time. But some of the berries will be a little bit more difficult with definitely the invisible variant, maybe the grabless variant as well. Though we might see Jan doing just grabless on the first time through 3,000 meters and still getting most of the berries, because I think yeah, maybe some of the downwind berries would be harder, but the upwind berries I don't think should be that much more difficult. And the one in like no wind shouldn't be any more difficult because that's mostly just feather stuff. Oh, we do see Jan skipping one berry here near the end of 1,000 or 1,500.
But I feel like getting berries invisible will is actually harder than it's actually easier than getting berries grabbers in my opinion. Because I know you can get all berries invisible at least, but maybe they won't do that.
Yeah, I think it would be a little bit difficult, because you'd have to do a little bit more. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what Jan decides to do here, but it'd be very impressive, if he did berries and both variants at the same time. That'd be pretty cool.
I do think they will do grabless and invisible. I think that can be a possibility at the same time, but I don't think they will get all berries then because that would be quite difficult.
Yeah. I don't know why zaprey used the skip there. He's going to play 5B right now anyways, so I'm not sure exactly why.
So you
That
can
was
skip
useful.
going into Prologue, because basically if you don't skip, you have to go into Prologue, which basically loses
okay.
quite a bit of time.
Yeah, that definitely works. Okay.
It only loses time, real-time attack, but yeah, they are doing it real-time attack.
Okay. Yeah,
Zappers did a skip there in 5B, which basically it uses the checkpoint system in rooms. So he went back in a room, it's basically called Bowstraw, and then he died and spawned on a completely different spot. And that,
did you see Jan getting the seated barrier in 2,000 meters? I was not looking at their stream at that point.
me neither, actually. I
Okay.
hope they did. Wait, oh no, that's quite unfortunate. I think we can see they have 4 seeded next time they pause. Because there are only 4 seeded in the game, so you basically have to get every seeded. I think they did. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think.
Oh, they missed it because they're going back now.
Mhm.
They must have missed the
Yeah,
berry.
that's a not too big of a time loss, but probably at least a minute or two. Which, it's not the end of the world, but also stuff like that will add up over the game. So it is important to do that. But also, it is important to remember that, Longo, more so than just regular bingo, there are a lot of objectives, and so it can be hard as players to keep track of it. Even as commentators, we miss stuff sometimes, so it's like totally understandable for the players to forget something or to miss an objective.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot to process all at once. Yeah, but we do see Jan tick off 20 berries in 3 chapters.
Oh,
Same with
Summit was,
Sirion.
so Summit was there. Wait,
Yeah, I think they got
Summit was
close to 20 in 1A, 4A, and 5A, but they might have just missed, been like 1 or 2 short or something in one of those chapters.
and that didn't matter too much since they got 20 berries in Summit anyways, because they need all these berries for 125.
Yeah, the city barrier here is also a little bit out of the way, so it's kind of it's understandable to forget unless you're not like actively thinking about it.
Yeah, it's the longest berry in Summit, I think. It's the getting to it takes the longest time from the normal route.
Yeah,
I
it
would
is
say.
pretty far out. We're gonna see zaprey here doing 6A, getting the 6A collectibles, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, there are, like you said earlier in the game, there are no berries in this chapter, so Zapper will only get the heart and the cassette to then go into 6B.
Mm-hmm. And there, Jan gets the. Well, it looks like they missed one of the seeded berries earlier. I know they got the one in 5A uh, and they got the one in 4A too. So I guess they just missed the one in 2A, which is pretty fast to go back for. It's in 2A start. So
takes a bit of time, but yeah,
yeah,
it's
you
not the
do have
biggest
to activate
mistake.
the dream blocks again, but
Not the biggest mistake you can make.
mhm.
Missing it in Summit was probably a bigger mistake.
Yeah.
And for the 6A heart, you basically have to put in a hard code like dash. Dash at a certain direction as a code, basically. And you can basically look that up on the internet. That's what I think zaprey is
Yeah.
doing.
Either have it written down or look it up beforehand. Either works because it is
Quite long.
it's 24 inputs, I think. So yeah, it can be a little bit hard to memorize.
We can see Sap just went into 6B now. So, and this is zaprey's last B-side, I think, if I'm not completely wrong.
Yeah, I think it is his last B-side.
So that will be kicked off quite soon. And getting 2 bios here, we will probably see if doesn't miss it. No.
Yeah, so after zaprey finishes 6A, or sorry, 6B, we'll probably see farewell play. Maybe not immediately, but I do suspect that zaprey will be the farewell player for Pink Team. Just because like he's doing a pretty good job with the B-sides right now. And Sirion has just entered Summit and needs to get a whole bunch of berries here. Okay, it looks like Jan is... Oh, forgot to turn on variants. Okay. Let's see. Okay, yeah.
Oh, not doing
Just
invisible.
no grabbing first.
That's completely understandable because it's, I think, it's one of the hardest grab the checkpoints in the game I've heard. Yeah, I'm saying.
Well, it's one of the hardest invisible ones too, just because there's especially in updraft, there's a lot of sections where you're just falling through the air for a while. So it can be difficult to kind of tell where you are because you're invisible. So the timing there can be really difficult. But yeah, it looks like Jan will be getting some berries while doing Grabbles, which is what I was thinking he was going to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
Another thing. Sorry, you can do
Sorry,
say it.
no, you can say first.
Another thing that we haven't mentioned yet is 100% Pico 8, which is also on the board. Pico 8, you can find that in 3A. So we'll see. Well, not sure which player yet will do that, but one of the players will be completing Pico 8 and getting all the berries in it.
Yeah.
And the berries in Pico 8 don't count towards your larger berry total. So even though you get like
18, I think.
it's okay,
18.
yeah, even though you get a bunch of berries in Pico 8 for 100% Pico 8, it does not count to your total berry. A number of berries.
Yeah. So
Reed is coming up on the last room of 5B here.
So
Probably afterwards
going into reflection.
Going into reflection and getting the cassette and heart, just like zaprey did.
Do you know if Reed have done 3B yet?
Yeah, Reed did go back and do 3B.
Oh. And Reed has also done 2A, so may actually be probably still behind zaprey, but I don't know. Maybe not by a lot, like it looks like.
Because zaprey is 3 minutes into 6B right now. It'll take probably around 2 minutes for Reed to get the collectibles in 6A. So, I mean, like, maybe 5 minutes behind.
But did zaprey do two-way, or will he go back for that? Or how many
Zapper did not do 2A.
do you think zaprey will go back for that, or is there another? Because if he will, it may only be like 3 minutes behind.
Yeah, probably just because it's definitely faster than finishing 4A because you would have to go from the very start because the cassette is in the first checkpoint and I don't think either of the B-side players unlocked the next checkpoint after getting the cassette.
Yeah,
So
I
it would definitely be faster to play all of 2A than all of 4A.
yeah. As we can see here.
Jan is nearing the end of 3,000 meters grabless. This is the last section.
I think the hard part is done now. Well, I think flag 3 can be quite hard, but
Yeah,
yeah.
flag 3 and flag 2 are difficult.
And Breed is almost done now with 6A. So you said it would take around 2 minutes, and that was quite correct. Looks like probably go into 6B after this.
Yeah, there's no point in finishing 6A. It would take another probably 5 minutes.
Around 5 minutes.
So it would not be faster.
And zaprey is also getting kind of close to finishing 6B now. Not in the completely done yet, but will soon finish.
And the B-sides player will need to play 7A at least to 1,500 meters in order to get the cassette there. Though probably not continuing much after that. Because we'll see the Barry players doing the 3,000 meter stuff. Because I don't suspect the B-sides player will play all the way to 3,000 meters just to do a variant for it. Rather, we'll probably just see the Barry's player doing it, and then maybe the B-side player doing reflection.
What do you mean with reflection? Are they not already done?
Oh, sorry,
Okay.
farewell.
Oh yeah, probably farewell. Yeah, and maybe Pico 8. Or no, probably not. I don't know, that would probably be the Barry place jump because... No! I think it's the B-side players who have 3A unlocked.
It could go either way because I think everyone except for Jan has 3B. Has the huge mess checkpoint unlocked, and it's really quick to access. The accessing Pico 8 is really fast when you have the huge mess checkpoint unlocked. It's like maybe 20 seconds, or
Yeah.
maybe like 30 seconds actually. But yeah, it's not too bad.
But
You see Jan struggling a little bit here with flag 2 grabless. It is one of the probably harder, if not hardest, points in 3,000 meters to do grabless. Because normally you climb up this wall with spikes right next to you on the left side, but you can't do that with a grabless. So you need to get your dash back with this dash crystal. It's really tight. So that also the blue team still hasn't done crossing dashless, so we'll see one of the players going back to do that soon. Well, soon-ish.
Yeah, it can basically be anyone's objective because both of the players have that unlocked and doesn't really synergize with anything. So that can be good if one of the players are down with their objectives and have something to do.
Yeah, it's a similar thing with Pico 8. It's one of those things that doesn't synergize with anything else, unless there's like 2 Pico 8 objectives on the board. So either player could really do it. It just kind of comes down to who ends up having more to do at the end. Ah,
That,
so close.
that is kind of hard, one of the hardest thing to in Longo, because you basically have to root so you finish at the same time, and yeah, I think that's one of the hardest parts of Longo or Blackout in general in Celeste.
Yeah, it's just making sure you don't have one player sitting around for 5 minutes doing nothing, because if that happens, then you know you could have routed a little bit better and had that player do something extra. So the player who is still playing doesn't would have to play less, and then you'd finish earlier. But we do see Jan finishing out 3,000 meters grabless. Yeah, definitely a very difficult checkpoint. Also getting 41 bears there. It's pretty good. And yeah, going back into 3,000 meters for the
Or
invisible variant. We'll see how this goes.
Even invisible is really hard in 3K, like you said, with the falling in the updraft section, but it's much easier than grabless. Grabless is much harder, at least, but yeah. So I think we'll finish this quite a bit quicker than the grabless.
Yeah, hopefully, because he was stuck on a couple of those flags for a little while.
And Therion is basically getting close to the 3K, and we'll also have to do grabless and invisible, so we will probably see that soon too.
And we see a Zapper here just about to collect the 7A cassette. I suspect after this we'll probably see it quit out and maybe just going right into core to get that last cassette.
Yeah. We will see if this is his last chapter he has to complete, or if he has to go back for some chapters. I don't really know how many chapters he had completed.
I think it's the 6 B-sides, 3A, 1A, and then it's the 8A. So he will probably need to go back and finish 2A. Though if Reed follows the same route here, they won't have to go back because they already did complete 2A. So, but I do think Zaprey still is a little bit ahead here, because like Reed is about to finish 6B, but Zaprey has also already done the 7A cassette, which takes like 3 minutes. Yeah, so
Zapper is basically 2 to 3 minutes ahead. But I would probably also say that Jan is ahead of Serion. So
yeah.
I think it kind of evens out with the teams.
We'll see how that plays out in terms of what kind of miscellaneous objectives that the players do, because we might end up seeing Jan doing farewell, though I don't suspect that because they will probably be getting berries in 3A.
And the 3A 1-up.
Yeah, and I don't know how comfortable Reed is with farewell, because I know Jan has been practicing farewell recently, so we'll see what they decide to do as a team. Though I know pretty much for sure that Zapper is going to be the one doing farewell for the pink team.
Yeah. And 3A 1-up is probably the hardest 1-up in the game. No, there's basically a 1-up in this core, but that's not in Longo. But from 1 to 7, I think 3A 1-up is the hardest. So that can take a while and turn this.
Yeah, it is. It's not very easy. Though I suspect Jan is at least somewhat experienced with it.
Definitely. I know Jan has I think Serion has practiced it a bit too. So I think it's going to be Jan and Serion who is doing it, but I don't know.
The invisible 3,000 meters is definitely going better than grabless. You see Jan finishing out flag 1 here, going for the fast route too. Okay, less than 4 minutes. So yeah, that's pretty good.
That's really good. And now we will see Serion do the grabless and see if they will struggle as much.
Yeah, it looks like Jan is going back into 2A here to get the seeded berry, which should be the last for the 4 seeded berry objective.
Oh yeah. Uh,
Well, hey, mind if I hop in with a couple announcements?
yeah, that sounds
Yeah, that's
good.
fine.
Right on. Just want to remind everybody that we do have a couple more upcoming goals and bid wars that you can put your money towards for incentives. For instance, we do have the Minecraft Double Bingo coming up here shortly. And right now, there is a bid war between Programmer Art versus New Textures. Programmer Art is winning with $30 to New Textures $10. So if you want to switch that around, by all means, get those donations in. And then later on tonight, we've got Jet Set Radio Future, where you can choose the character. There are 6 characters to choose from, and right now the only donations are for the character Gum. But if you want to see Beat, Clutch, Corn, Jazz, or Pots, you can get some money in to influence that decision as well. So please do keep those donations coming, and check out those and any other bid wars that we have. We've got another one for Pokemon Emerald over on the donation page. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, we see Jan going into 3A here after finishing the Seeded Berry objective.
And doing the one-up. So this will
Yeah.
be quite interesting to see how long
Ooh.
it takes to do it.
Yeah, this is one of those things where it could take a couple minutes or like upwards of like 10, 20 if things go really badly. So hopefully Jan doesn't take too many attempts to do this.
You can actually turn the tides for teams. Like, make one team win because of getting the one-up really easily, or the other way around.
Yeah. Okay. And we do see zaprey going into farewell here. Which, yeah, zaprey is like more is pretty experienced with farewell, so it does make sense that he would go here.
Syrian will probably do invisible 3k after this, but what after that? Probably also the 3A 1-up. Or maybe if zaprey finishes farewell first, do you think zaprey could do the 3A 1-up instead? I think that could happen.
Yeah, potentially. We saw Jan using pause buffering there, because in order to leave that room, you need to skip a cutscene that only activates when you're on the ground. You have to like talk to a thing, and then you can skip a cutscene. So he was pause buffering to make sure he was on the ground for the least amount of time possible. So they didn't collect any berries.
Yeah, pause buffering is basically when you pause and buffer an input after the pause, so you can get a frame perfect input.
Yeah, that was something that was recently added in the 1.4 update. Before, you weren't able to buffer another pause input after a pause. You're able to buffer other stuff, but just not a pause input. But now you can. So now pause buffering is a thing you can do because you can advance the game frame by frame.
Yeah. I don't know if the 3A 1-up in start, like if you could do that without pause buffering before.
I think you might have just been forced to collect one of the berries, though I'm not 100% sure because like with anything that's pause buffered, you can execute it without pause buffering. It's just much harder. Though we see,
Yeah.
Jan will probably have to reset.
Collecting 3 berries, which is really unfortunate. But I think it's... Oh, no, died now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Came quite far into that 1-up, and I thought that was it, but...
Yeah, Jen did also collect one of the berries as well. If they didn't collect that berry, they would have been able to get it at the point that they were at, rather than having to get the winged berry in the next room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite unfortunate, but hopefully we'll get it quite soon. And Zero basically, I was going to say finishing up 3k grabless, but this can take a while because basically doing the 2 hardest flags right now.
Sirion gets flag 3 first try, which is pretty impressive. So.
Yeah, but now comes the hardest flag here. And we
Yeah.
can save a lot of time on Jan if they get it early.
Yeah.
But it's
Something that's coming up here in Farewell that zaprey is going to do is Intro Car and Remembered. So, Intro Car is the car that you can see at the start of the game if you go left in Prologue instead of going right. There's also the car sprite is also in Farewell in the next checkpoint, which is called Remembered. It's kind of hard to get to, and that's why it's a bingo objective. So we'll see. We'll point it out once we get to that room.
yeah.
But if you're unfamiliar with it, or even if you are familiar with it, it can be kind of difficult to get. So we'll see how well zaprey does that, because that's also one of the things where you can go at it for like 10 minutes and not get it. Though it is just a one-room thing. So, unfortunate collect there from Jan.
The intro car is basically an Easter egg. So, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you call it.
You have to do something called what's it called now again? A corner. What's it? Do you remember what the take
Corner
called?
kick.
Corner kick, yeah. And that can be quite difficult to do.
This is the room where the intro car is in. Though also with the recent 1.4 update, it made diagonal demo dashing easier, which so okay. Regular demo dashing is when you have a crouched hitbox while dashing. And it's kind of complicated, so I'm not going to go into specifics, but before you could only really do horizontal demo dashes. It was like much more difficult to do diagonal demo dashes, but because of the recent update, it's now like diagonal demo dashes are basically free. You just input them like you would a normal demo dash, and that makes this a little bit easier, because now you're, instead of being forced to do a corner kick, you can dash and then like turn around and grab the corner, which is what zaprey did there. And so that is the intro car.
Wait, oh, yeah, zaprey's got it, but right, continuing
Yeah, you still
to
need to
event, right?
finish the screen. Yeah. Also, we did see Jan did get the successful 3A1 up.
And Siren is done with grabbers. I did miss that actually, but did that quite fast actually. So
Yeah.
they're really visible now.
Yeah, it looks like Jan is going into 5A for some berries, getting closer to that 125 berry objective. Again, there are only 175 berries in the game, so you do have to get most of them for this objective.
Yeah.
And it looks like Sirion is doing the kind of opposite of what Jan did. Instead of getting the berries while grabless, they're doing berries while invisible.
They just missed the very invisible. They may not
Well, I
grab
think they attempted it once, failed, and decided to not go for it.
Understandable. Because these berries are quite hard, and even though 125 is a lot of berries, you can definitely get that without grabbing these berries. Or not all of them at least in.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's keep another berry there.
We'll see zaprey quitting out of Farewell somewhat soon, because he just needs to finish this checkpoint for Reach Event Horizon, which is, I guess, the next checkpoint. So after he finishes this checkpoint, which is Remembered, you'll have that objective complete. So we might see zaprey doing Pico, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Zaprey going for a really hard trick here with, like you explained earlier, Demo Dash, which can make you go through spikes, and only went for it once. You can basically do that here.
Because of the crouched hitbox, Madeline is only like half the number of pixels, which I think is 4 instead of 8, but not 100% on that. So Yeah, but it does allow you to go through certain groups of spinners because the way their hitboxes are, it's not just like everything where you see one of those spinners is a hitbox. It's like circles that are just connected. The connection parts don't have a hitbox, so you can do a crouch dash through some of those.
And like you said, zaprey is going into huge mess to do Pico 8. There is a Pico 8 in the menu of Celeste, but you're not allowed to do that in Bingo. You have to go to the computer here to do it.
Yeah. Okay, that was Jan's 125th berry. It is a very big objective to tick off, and it looks like Jan will be going to resort to do Pico 8 as well.
That's the last thing Jan can do right now. No, probably crossing dashless still. They've still not done that. That's really
Yeah,
hard.
I think, but yeah, I think that is the last thing. Sorry, besides Pico, yeah, the crossing dashes is the last thing that Jan can do. So we are getting somewhat close to the end of this game here. Because I think for blue team, it's a sort of race between who's gonna, will Reed finish the remembered and get the intro car before Jan 100% Pico, and then which one of them, and that'll determine which one of them does crossing dashless. Though I think it might be Jan. We'll see how remembered goes for Reed.
I definitely think it's Jan, because Pico 8 doesn't take that long, and the car is quite hard, and even if they get it first try, I still think Jan. I think
Reed did get power source skip first try though, so that's good.
I think Reed and Jan will finish it about the same time, which is really good planning.
Yeah, and Sirion is just about to finish 3,000 meters grabless.
No, invisible.
Oh, sorry, invisible. Yeah, they still have to get more barriers to reach 125, though they already played some of 3A. It's hard to say for sure right now, but I think blue team might have the advantage here in terms of how many objectives that are completed. Just because Sirion needs to get more barriers as well as doing 3A.
Well, no.
Yeah, which can definitely be a choke point. So depending on how long it takes Sirion to do this, we might see blue team take this.
Oh, Reed just got the intro car first try with a jellyfish, which basically makes it easier. So that's
Yeah, there is another strategy with that room where you carry a jellyfish from the previous room with you. It makes the room leading it makes the room where the intro car is a little bit more difficult because you have to have the jelly with you while you're going up. But it does make the actual intro car part easier. So it's good. And if you fail that, if you die with the jelly, you just have to do the normal strat because you can't go back and get the jelly. You can't re-transition through the screen.
you basically have to get it first try. So it's worth trying once, and if you get it like Reed did, perfectly. But if you fail it, or some people, I know some people that actually go back to the checkpoint to actually attempt again because they find it so much easier.
We see Jan not being too far behind zaprey in Pico 8 right now. Jan is only a couple screens behind. So yeah, okay.
Wait, Sirion and zaprey, they're almost done if they get this. I think the 1-up is the biggest problem for them to win, but if they get it early, I think they can win.
And also, it depends on how many more berries Sirion needs.
Right, yeah.
That can take a while. I'm not sure how many they have, though, so...
Me neither.
Oh, it looks like they're both attempting it right now.
I would almost say that if Zero fails this, I would not try it again and focus on getting berries instead. Because that's quite important. Get all the berries you need. I think Zerion can finish this now because they don't have too much. And they just don't have to die in this room, and they got it. Oh,
Did you see what happened with Jan? Did Jan force reset the game?
I did not see what happened. Wait, I have no idea what happened with Jan, but Pink you finished and won by So
'Cause,
that's a GG.
They didn't tick off 100% peek away.
Yeah, we should probably pause, by the way. Yeah. I mean, we're already done. How long has Jan been stuck? I'm really not focused.
No, because
Wait.
Jan was like near the end. I guess they just accidentally did like a force reset.
Oh, I missed it. Wait. What
Yeah,
happened?
Pink team has won. They got all the objectives.
Yeah, that's a GG. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong screen and I saw that Zaprey was
Yeah, that's fine.
stuck and I thought that was Jan. And they're not getting any berries now, so they must have gotten all berries already, I guess.
Okay, I'm in Prologue.
Yep.
Oh, I just realized
congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
GG's.
GG.
I think Jan accidentally did like a force reset on the peek away.
Rip.
No.
Yeah, he was like almost done too.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
Oh, we can see here a clip in chat. Kate posted. Where Jan
Thank you.
Peek away, thank you.
Yeah, sorry, we
Yeah.
both missed that.
Oh no,
and
missed a berry. They missed a berry.
Oh.
Oh,
It's
okay.
100% because I mean you have to do it in one run. I don't know the full ruling on that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But
No.
we also see Reed getting close to finishing crossing without dashing. Just a couple rooms left.
It didn't really matter too much, but it's still quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because now they will finish at about the same time, which is kind of good.
Yeah. If that didn't happen and I missed the 1-up, they would have won.
Yeah, it was like you getting the 1-up really quick in 3A. I think was a big decider there because it took Jan a little while to get it. And
I would hazard to guess Jen's grabless summit was better though.
No, yours was better.
Oh, what? Did Jen just skip a berry, by the way? Or did they already get that one?
No, I think they already got it.
They missed a few berries because they already got it last playthrough. So they only have 4 berries so far. And yeah, we will basically see Jan finishing up now because this is the last room.
Oh, yeah, those gamers strat.
Yeah.
So that's a GG for both of the teams.
Yep.
Yeah, congrats to all the players. It's a good game.
It was a really fast game too. It was like
Mhm.
25 minutes.
I'm gonna check, because that was really close.
One message. Okay.
Okay, so 36 to 36 to that's 117.
Wait, this is 107?
Yeah, 107 times.
Oh, that's well underestimate.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, that was a pretty lucky board. There was like almost no grabless nonsense or variant nonsense.
That was grabless 2B and grabless 3K.
Yeah, but there wasn't like variant hack.
I expected a lot more variants. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
GG.
It was yeah.
Yeah, GG's to both of you.
It was definitely Pico and Grablus 3K that killed it for me at the end there.
3K up. My
Yeah.
3K wasn't great either, I think.
I
hold on, are
lost
we,
like
live?
several minutes on flag 3 and flag 2. It was awful.
I lost.
And then,
I lost a lot.
yeah,
in
I
flag
was like a
11.
bit behind zaprey and 100% Pico, which realistically I should have been a few minutes ahead because that Grablus 3K was awful.
Gameplay in general was not great.
Yeah, and then 2,800 meters, the dashes just take me out of the room and I skip the berry.
Oh, rip.
Oh my gosh, my failure was insane. I got like both power source skips first try, got intro power first try with jelly. Holy heck. I was on sub 7 pace until like annoying loom. The one with the fish and the loom that's difficult in low friction.
I don't know if like me and Reed had really the opportunity to win that because there were a lot of places where I lost like multiple minutes.
I think if you had gotten Blue one at first try, this would have been fairly close.
I mean, I got. I failed.
I
failed quintuple up once, which also lost a lot of time.
Yeah.
All I'm looking at it right now as if I got all of those things and didn't lose as many minutes to that, I would have been able to take crossing dashes from you, but then you still would have needed to do reach Event Horizon, unless I could have also taken Farewell, which would have been a massive thing.
No, I still think like the thing is I could have beaten had I played that just slightly better at the end there.
Oh yeah,
I could have beaten Event Horizon before that text.
It was like a minute.
Well,
there were still a lot of places where I lost like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I was pretty ahead of you, like in ARB, just because ARB strats. And also, wait, did y'all have Sirion do low friction?
I did low friction 1 to 4, yes.
I did low friction 3A start because it wasn't that bad, and I was getting the cassette anyway.
Like 3A until the 1-up.
Yeah. Well, GG.
Reed played low friction in that game because they were already gonna have to play 2A
I had to
for
complete
10 chapters.
We didn't play. We played 4A for 3 chapters.
I guess. I mean, 2A and 3A are faster, aren't they, than 4A?
We finished 3A as well, but so we did.
I feel like 2A is still faster.
Maybe.
Well, who knows?
There's one message in my chat where I'm just directing people to Bingothon, and it's just somebody saying #pronouns, and I don't have a command for that.
Amazing. Anyway, were we going to do an interview since we're underestimate?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna do the relay since we're way underestimate.
I don't think we actually practiced for that since Grab dropped.
I've practiced for that.
Oh.
And you've practiced for all Seeker kills, and Reed's practiced for low friction and remembered, and zaprey should have practiced for Grabless 2B. zaprey did Grabless 2B.
But
yeah.
I think we're doing interview instead, which is good. Also, we started 15 minutes late, so.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
I should also probably mention you guys also have the all Seeker kills race. That's that's been met. So yeah, GG.
Yeah, that's been met. Wow.
That has been met.
I'm actually gonna
solid $100
dip for like 30
right
seconds before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really impressive. $100 for an Seeker kills race, and we met that. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, just a few quick questions from me as they come to me. So yeah, I'm guessing long Blackout Bingo. Long in this case means that the goals are a bit longer, as you mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also weirder. That's why, like, the low friction stuff, that's not in normal bingo.
Yeah. You notice, I mean, there's a lot of objectives here. Stuff like complete 6 B-sides, quintuple 1-up, 3,000 meters Grabless. Those are, like, way too long for normal bingo. A normal bingo game lasts between, like, 30 minutes and 50. So,
okay, I'm back.
To complete this is, yeah. It's pretty impressive.
Very nice.
That and the difficulty level is just through the roof with these objectives.
Absolutely. I mean, you probably saw that on some of those 1-up objectives, quintuple 1-up. If you die on a 1-up, I mean, you get reset. That's it doesn't get more difficult than that.
Grappler's 3K is also very hard.
People
absolutely.
probably saw me lose like 3 minutes to that, or commentators probably did.
And I might have made it look easy, but farewell, reaching the intro car is also something that's really difficult. It's one of the hardest objectives. It is a normal bingo as well, not long, but it's one of the hardest objectives.
Objective in normal bingo.
Yeah.
I forget what tier it is in normal bingo.
24, I think.
23, I think.
Oh god, yeah. Okay, I did not realize it was so high a tier. It's in Longo. It's like tier 12. It's just it's just your average objective. Just a quick pit stop. We probably brought the jelly in, and the jelly makes it a lot easier. Otherwise, it's like a tight corner kick or whatever.
The reason I was so worried about that is because if you die once, the jelly belongs to the previous screen, so you don't get the jelly, which means I have to do a backup strat, which is a lot harder. So, yeah. Glad I got that first try.
Yeah, so, before we finalize this, I'm guessing, so we already had the kill 5 different Seekers objective here in this Blackout Bingo. What should we expect from the all Seeker kills before we go into it?
Well, there is one room that has 2 Seekers in it. Killing those 2 Seekers is harder than all the other kills combined by a lot.
Oh yeah, it's not even comparable. I only really remembered about the incentive actually the day Bingothon started. Took me like 2 or 3 hours to get the strat with any kind of consistency.
Don't get the strat. Yeah. I just wing it.
Yeah,
so now at 12, 3 people do a strat to make it consistent, and then you see me just fumbling around.
I don't know if zaprey does the strat either.
I mean, it's asked in the chat. Can't you kill them one by one? Kill first, retry, kill another. Some people do. In fact, some of our races are going to be going for individual kills, and some of them are going to be going for 2 kills, one after the other in that room.
All the other Seeker kills you do with Golden Theodores, which you can just shove the Seeker into the side of the screen and then run away, which kills the Seeker. However, in that room, it is really hard to do that because there is a door that closes behind you that makes you unable to throw Theo far enough away, so the door doesn't close. You have to either kill them with the first door, whose hitbox is smaller and also way more finicky, or you need to balance Theo in like a 3-pixel window in order to.
Oh, that actually reminds me of another thing with. So the main reason why 5 Seeker kills is a whole lot easier is that every single Seeker you can avoid any Seekers that need like. Please don't hesitate. Aligning on a small area. Seekers are moving very fast, and so when you hit them, they like to keep that momentum. And it's always variable depending on where you hit them. And
yes, and it's also they tend to if you stomp on them at not the top of the Seeker, they go sideways, which can misalign them again.
Yeah,
So
it's hard to line up.
This is going to be a flurry of commentary trying to explain what the Seeker kills race is. Let's just say that there's 12 killable Seekers in the game. We're going to start the run off with a cheat code that unlocks.
Oh wait, should we turn off Bingo UI real quick?
We should turn off Bingo UI.
Yes.
Prologue cutscene skip is going to doom one of us.
Good idea. Yeah. We're going to start off by heading to the left and inputting a cheat code which unlocks all the levels and all the checkpoints. And from there, we're going to be heading into 4 different locations to kill 12 different Seekers. And trust me, a lot of these Seeker kills are going to be incredibly difficult. So here we go.
Are runners just commentating this one?
Are
runners just commentating this?
I think no. I would say no.
I mean, we can stick around as commentators.
Yeah.
I think the commentators should commentate.
Yeah, I guess I can mute then. I'll mute.
Okay, so like Jan was saying, they're going to input a cheat code at the start of this. By going left in Prologue, you can see the intro car, but also you can do a series of inputs, which will basically just put you in like cheat mode where you unlock all the chapters and you get all the hearts and whatnot that you need. I'm
Yeah,
not sure what they're waiting for in terms of when to go.
maybe we have to ready them.
One of you should count down.
Okay. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
just
just count down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
And yeah, they will have to play through both 5A and 5B. I don't know if there's a rule that you have to play 5A first. Because maybe otherwise we will...
No, there's no such law at once.
Okay. We will see some players go straight into 5B, but doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, so the first secret kill in 5A is in search.
And this is definitely the hardest kill, I think. Yeah. This or... Yeah, there's another secret kill I heard them talking about.
Yep, we see Jan going straight into rescue though for which has the largest number of secret kills, as well as the double secret kill they were talking about earlier. We see zaprey in the search kill secret room right now. This one is very challenging. Normally what happens is you get the seeker to hit the extra key switch in the bottom left of the screen, so that way the door moves down and you can leave the room. However, you need it to kill the seeker as well, and this one is really finicky.
Yeah, Sierra just got it. So you basically need to have the seeker stay under the door. So you basically have to hit it twice, because otherwise... Oh, that was so close. Because otherwise it will move away.
Yeah, the explosion of the seeker also activates the key. You don't just need like it can run into it, but also the explosion from it respawning also does activate it. So that is one of the strategies. Okay, we see Jan in the or the double seeker kill room.
And this was, I think this was the second hardest, or the hardest secret kill.
Well, I think it's like getting both is the hardest.
Yeah. But you don't really have to do that. Now zaprey also got the hardest secret kill in search, so nice to have that over with for Sirion and zaprey. Did anyone else of the players go for the secret kills in search? I don't.
Yeah,
really
everyone
remember.
except for Jen for the search secret kill first.
Oh, so really did too. Okay.
And after the players are done with 5A, we'll see them entering 5B. There's one secret kill in the third chapter, Into the Mirror, and there's two in the fourth chapter, which is Mixmaster. That was a nice kill by Jan there. They're both relatively early on in the checkpoint, so we'll probably just see the players entering a checkpoint, getting the secret kill, and then leaving the checkpoint.
Yeah. By the way, with the Jan kill there, I don't really know. I'm not too experienced in secret kills. Can't you just use the yellow door to kill that seeker? Because
For which player?
for Jan, you remember when you said...
Oh, you use the dash block here to do it. You let the dash block crush the seeker.
Oh, sorry, I meant in the 2 seeker kill room, because there's a door, the yellow door, because Jan didn't kill the second seeker with the yellow door, and that seems kind of hard.
I think you might have to kill it with just like the regular door that drops down. Though I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm also not like the most experienced with secret kills either.
Now we're seeing Jan go to the hard seeker here in search.
Yeah. If Jan gets this quickly, they'll have a pretty big lead. Oh,
Almost got
that's
it first
unfortunate.
try.
Yeah, the way the angle was when hitting the Seeker again has knocked it too far to the left.
Oh, now. That second
This should be a
try.
good setup, yeah. Okay. So we see Jan being the first person to enter 5B.
Moving into the last checkpoint first, so we'll have two. There's two. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 Seeker kills in this one room. One at the beginning, like that, and there's one at the end as well. You use the golden door at the end of this room to get it.
This one can be quite finicky, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, I think this one is a little bit difficult to get Theo away fast enough. It's a little bit awkward.
I usually throw him over the edge like that, which kills you, but it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter here.
It looks like Siran is right behind, but Jan will enter the 3rd checkpoint right now.
Hit the last Seeker.
Yep,
And
it's
really
this
easy.
room, and then the next room has the Seeker kill in it. Yeah, this
No.
one, you just need to get the Seeker to be killed by that first door. There we go. That's it.
GG's. That was
Yeah,
a
GG.
Has
really
Jan done
fun.
search?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, Jan just finished.
5 minutes.
I was also
Nice.
done, but
Oh,
Yeah,
we
good job.
were in game time. I did
GG.
I did the 3rd checkpoint of 5B first, but I think
Oh.
if Jan is sub 5, it's faster. They're faster.
yeah.
Oh,
I
good
need
job.
that.
What a category.
Yeah. Yeah, we see both Zapper and Rita are close to finishing.
Yeah,
I think we just finished.
Have Zapper done
Oh, no,
5
sorry,
yet? I
I
don't
don't
know. I don't remember seeing.
I
Oh,
don't
both.
understand why everyone does search first. It's like search to kill is hard, but oh
I
my
did-
god, rescue just has so much time to bleed.
I did search first because I thought we agreed on doing search rescue into the mirror.
I don't think we ever
I-
agreed on anything with this race.
Yeah. So
Okay, fair enough.
Also, in no reset, the order doesn't matter.
Yeah, alright. I missed bingo drop and 40 seconds.
Just restart. Easy.
Just a reset. Reset line is probably faster. Wouldn't be surprised.
Reset chapter.
Oh, reset chapter. Yeah, that might be faster.
I'm honestly kind of glad we didn't end up doing like this special relay race with all of the objectives.
Yeah.
Because I think, honestly, like, I originally wrote it as like, oh, if we have a ton of extra time, maybe we can do all of the hard Longo objectives, like in a relay race, one for each runner. But I realized afterwards that the objectives we suggested actually ignored some of the hard ones, like Grabless 6B and 3A 1-Up.
Yeah. I have a list
Zaprey,
of
just
maybe-
crush just hit the Seeker! Don't, why are you trying to crush it with the door? Don't try to crush it while it's moving. SMH.
What?
Watching Zaprey's stream.
Yeah, I noticed. Damn.
Fast kill with the last one though. Okay.
Well, now
Well, me
every
and Jan
runner
are
is
less than
finished, so
10 seconds
GG's.
away.
Yeah, that was a close race.
Yeah, GG.
GG's all around. Well
Oh yeah,
done.
by the way, crushing the Seeker with the golden door and double secret room is really hard because the door, if the door behind you closes, you can't get Theo far enough away.
Yeah, this
Oh yeah,
is
the
like
reason that I didn't kill both of them with the yellow door is one, that either requires getting both of them under the yellow door at the same time.
Which is RNG.
Yeah.
mostly.
yeah, like
Actually,
I mean,
I might actually want to consider that, just removing Theo back into the location.
the problem with this is that if Theo is too far to the left, the golden door won't open. If Theo is too far to the right, if you throw Theo slightly too far to the right,
Okay, yeah, but I can do
And
the
the
same
golden door,
setup that I already do.
if you throw him too
Like,
far
I
to the
already
right,
have a
still
setup for that.
close.
You,
So yeah.
yeah, the setup here is that you jump and then move a few pixels to the right in the air, and then dash the and then.
And if
Throw
you
Theo.
grab Theo from the right, the door closes and you get stuck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you have to grab
Absolutely.
Theo.
Like,
Depending on where Theo is, you have to grab him in like the leftmost few pixels to avoid the door crushing you.
it's just
to avoid
incredibly
getting-
difficult.
Destroyed. Like there, Theo's hanging off the edge slightly, but it's not good enough. And boom, Seeker explosion.
Oh yeah, Synchro
Yeah,
Explosions
it's
move
just-
Theo if you recently threw it, and that can also close the door.
Yeah, like even if you do this and you like get the Seeker in the proper place for the kill, like you can just grab Theo in a long time and go because it's just
There's
really
like,
difficult.
yeah, but I think honestly I might want to consider crushing, just trying to do the yellow door Theo trick twice. And because I think, yeah, commentators saw how long it took me to knock it under the door. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
The Seeker does not stay put.
Traders also saw me just struggling with doing them just winging it.
Yeah, exactly. But GG.
GG.
GG's all
GG's.
around.
What do we have
last
coming up
words?
run-wise?
Um,
No, I
Well,
don't think so.
can- Okay, fantastic. Well, I can tell you it is going to be Minecraft 1.16.1 by Cave Lighter. Just a simple double bingo. But yeah, I believe that is a thank you to all of you. That was a really exciting showcase of everything that the longer objectives of Celeste had to offer. So yeah, I believe in a moment we're going to be heading for a quick intermission, but I just wanted to mention that for me and Nordic Soy, this is going to be our last hosting shift. So for this Bingothon Summer 2021, we're going to be bidding you farewell. Any words, Nordic?
Just one.
Oh.
Oh, I guess it didn't play. Whatever. No, no, it's all good. Thank you so much to everybody here for having us, and for all of you out there in chat for donating. All the runners for coming and giving us such an amazing showcase of runs. I'm going to stick around and watch the rest of the marathon myself, but yeah, thank you to everyone. We're going to hand you off to the very, very capable hands of Pika and Zonorous here. They're going to take you through the next couple hours.
Yeah, fantastic. So, quick intermission.
So the Hutch is a comprehensive cancer research center where we're looking for treatments and cures for cancer and other diseases that are affecting people around the world, like HIV, malaria, COVID-19. And a large amount of our funding comes from the government, which is great. Like it provides the backbone of our research funding. But the way government funding is structured is it likes ideas that are already semi-proven, and then they want to take it to completion. But those like crazy ideas, those little brilliant seeds, those aren't funded by government money. That comes from individual donors and from philanthropy, from people at Bingothon. Like, you are funding the next big idea, the next thing that could cure COVID-19 or HIV, one of those things. Like those brilliant seeds of ideas, that's what this is funding.
And hello everybody! Welcome back to Bingothon Summer 2021. I really hope you enjoyed this previous Celeste run, especially with this bonus run. There's definitely a lot of stuff that's happening at Bingothon, and seeing so much speed alongside all the brains behind bingos. That's what it's all about. It's absolutely amazing. And you know, just very soon, we'll have another run. Daenerys, would you like to talk about it?
Sure. Hey everybody, it's your boy Zoners, and yeah, coming up next we got Minecraft by Cave Lighter, a runner who already was at this Bingothon earlier with a road trip adventure, I believe. I think I was around doing social media at this time. So
Yes,
yeah,
that was that
Minecraft,
run.
a game that most of you in chat probably have heard of at least once in their life. A kind of semi-popular game.
Really? Isn't it a bit of an indie game? I don't know. Never heard of Minecraft. No.
Well, if you've never heard of Minecraft, maybe you will in a bit. You might want to. For all of the people who might have joined just recently, what are we doing? What are we? What are we raising money for? Who are we?
Well, very good question, Daenerys. For those that don't know, Bingothon Summer 2021 is raising money for Fred Hutch. They are a cancer research center based in Seattle that are also focused on much other viral research, because since they had about 25% of their faculty already dedicated to viruses before the pandemic, Fred Hutch was able to take swift action when it started. And so they've been part of leading many massive COVID-19 vaccine trials for the US government in the past year. They also keep doing great work on trials for HIV vaccines as well. They do a lot of great work, and all your donations will be going towards this great organization. And I see we're currently sitting at $1,109. And I suppose, as a little final reminder here, before we move on to the run, we do have a big incentive coming up, for which you have until the end of the marathon to donate, which is the Cyberpunk 2077. There we go. I can't talk anymore. Bingo run that will be done by DM Panda, but it will be done if we reach a total amount of $2,077 during the marathon. So we still are a bit of a ways away, but we can reach it. We've got until the end of the marathon to do it. So yeah, let's see if we can do it.
By the way, can somebody do me a favor and donate $2 so we get that total of 1,111? Because that's a very nice looking number.
I agree. That's absolutely amazing. All right. With that said, is there any last thing you would like to talk about, Daenerys? Because I do believe that tech should be ready to start very soon.
Yeah, while we're talking about donations, just want to quickly remind everybody that we also got some very cool prizes that you can win. I'm not going to go into detail about all of them. You can find all of them if you type !prizes in the chat. But there's some really cool stuff. I think since I've been volunteer at Bingothon, we never had this many prizes, so it's super cool. But just a few highlights. You can win a Game Pass, an Xbox Game Pass, which is nice. The new I can never say this. The name of this game. It's Near Replicant. There we go. You can win this game, which is pretty cool. There's some Bingothon merch, some Fred Hutch merch, and Team 17 has gifted a few games as well. You can win. So all around, very cool stuff you can win if you donate. And yeah, as I said, !prizes in chat if you want to know more about the very cool prizes that we have, and you can win.
All right. With that said, as I said, tech is ready, so we'll soon be getting started with Minecraft 1.16.1 Double Bingo by Cave Lighter. So get ready, everyone, and enjoy the run.